Let's welcome in someone who knows a thing or two about the Yankees Red Sox rivalry, the one and only Alex Rodriguez. What's going on, big time? How are you, sir?
Stephen A., what's that? I'm fired up about tonight. It's going to be hype over there.
I'm definitely am as well. I've got to ask you, first of all, your thoughts about what Aaron Boone just said about a one-game playoff. After 162 games, it comes down to one game. I'm still sick to my stomach that it's just one game as opposed to a best two or three. What have been your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, there's no question. Look, it makes great theater. Makes great television. And the bottom line is the closest thing to a football match that we have, right? And the fact is Fenway is going to be rocking and rolling. What you have to understand, Stephen A., is as a player, the longer you go in the postseason, especially the World Series, the pressure decreases tremendously. This is the most pressure any player can ever have. And this is why Hal Steinbrenner brought in Mr. Garrett Cole, 9 years, $324 million. The hopes and dreams, including yours, are squarely in the shoulders of Mr. Cole tonight.
Yankees playing in the wild card game now for the second year in a row. Is it still fair to have World Series expectations for the Yankees in your mind?
If you're the Lakers, if you're the Cowboys, and you're the Yankees, it's World Series or bust every single year. I remember Derek Jeter would say that in spring training, we got to win or it's just a bad year. And I think the same is true. Look, the Yankees have tremendous resources. They're the most successful franchise in sports history, and they have two players making over $300 million, and soon to be Aaron Judge, probably a third. So it's all win, they're all in, and it's just not good enough to get into a game one of the postseason for the Yankees.
What the hell has been up with the New York Yankees anyway? I mean, they had a 13-game winning streak, and then they lose, a 15 to 25 game. I mean, every time you turn around, it's been a complete roller coaster with this team. What's been their issue this year in your estimation?
Well, one of their issues has not been the performance of Stanton and Aaron Judge, who have both played like MVP guys, so they deserve all the credit in having this team exactly where they are today. One concerning thing is Gallo's hitting behind Stanton. If there was any clutch situation, I would not pitch to Stanton or Judge. I would try to pitch to Gallo. But they've built a team that's very inconsistent. The highs are highs and the lows are lows. When you swing and miss so much, even though they went out and got at the break some left-handed hitters, and Rizzo was a terrific pickup. You and I spoke about that. But the bottom line is they still do not make enough contact. DJ LeMahieu being down can cost them mightily this game.
What do you make about the pitching matchup in tonight's game?
Well, that's where you brought in Garrett Cole. I mean, this is the one game where you have him for. You paid him $324 million over 9 years. Is for a dream matchup like this to go on the road and not to pitch 5 or 6, Stephen A. We want 7 and 2/3. You want an Andy Pettit type performance tonight. Hand the ball over to the very strong bullpen and get on with your business. And whoever wins this game, usually you say, Yankees, Red Sox winner is going to blow through. They better pack their lunch because the Rays are sitting there waiting and they're hungry and ready.
What about what the Yankees are facing tonight against Evaldi? I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, Evaldi has been good and bad against the Yankees. Last outing, right here in this bump at Fenway Park, he got rocked by the Yankees. He needs to do two things. He needs to get over strike one, either with a fastball or breaking ball, and he gets into the count to put these Yankee hitters away. You got to expand with the fastball up and the split finger down. Be careful with that breaking ball in middle counts. That's a home run pitch.
Now, it's been over a decade. I mean, when you think about, the turn of this century, I'm thinking about the fact that, the Boston Red Sox have been to twice as many World Series. They've won, obviously, every time they've arrived there. I think they got like 4 and what have you. You look at the New York Yankees, there hasn't been a World Series championship in the Bronx over a decade now. I'm quite disgusted by this, Alex Rodriguez. I mean, when we think about that, if they were to end up falling tonight, how do you classify this season, and how do you move ahead if you're the Yankees organization?
Well, if they lose tonight, it's a drastic failure. I mean, obviously, you don't build the New York Yankees, the 27-time world champions, to go into a one-game playoff and a wild card on the road. It's championship or bust. And what the Yankees have to figure out, especially if they lose tonight, is where do they go from here? They have some major decisions. Obviously, Aaron Judge is a big one. You have Stanton committed. You have Gallo for next year. But Judge is the big question that everybody's going to want to know. But you have to build a team that has more contact, that has a more diverse attack offensively, and is not just swing or miss. When you think about the late 90s Yankees or even our 2009 World Championship team, we had a team that could run, They can slug, that can bunt, that can punch, and we can do it pretty much all. That's what it takes to win a world championship. It can be all or nothing.
Is there any trepidation whatsoever or any ambiguity about Aaron Judge? I mean, he smacked 39 home runs this year. I mean, is there any question that he's a significant part of their future?
Not for me. I mean, he is the franchise guy, and I wish they would have signed him up 2 or 3 years ago because we knew then what we know now. Now he's obviously stayed healthier, but he's a world-class human being. He's a 5-tool player. He's 6'7", 282. He embodies everything that a New York Yankee is. Could be the next captain, but it's going to be a big decision, Stephen A., because once you get into 28, 29, 30, these long-term deals have gone away. It'll be very interesting to see what the Yankee organization does, especially if they're not winners tonight.
I'm big on the Yankees-Red Sox being the best rivalry in the sport. Some would say it's the Dodgers versus the Giants. Where do you stand on that particular question?
Oh, no. Without a question, you can't deny the history of the Yankees and the Red Sox. Whether it's May 5th, July 5th is a big game. If you're talking about October 5th, this is the biggest, most pressured game these two teams will play. Even if they go on to win the World Series, there's no high-pressure game like this one tonight. Fenway's going to be rocking. The tickets are expensive. It is going to be a battle, and the winner goes home, and the loser, well, they'll be playing golf next week.
I won't ask you your prediction about tonight's game because you're calling the game, damn it. But I will ask you this. Who should be the favorite for tonight's game?
Well, I think you got to go with the guy that you gave 324 to, right? Is Garrett Cole. You come to these games and you play 163 and you have the big daddy on the mound, you should be favorites. And the Yankees, they're always going to be favorites. I'm not going to tell you who I like tonight, but all the pressure is on Garrett Cole. I think it's better that he's on the road and not at home. I think the Yankees have been better on the road. In a weird way, I like them better in Fenway than I do in Yankee Stadium tonight.